What's up? I'm covering a non-fitness topic today, but stay tuned. It's going to be about what is my biggest qualm I've seen with the online world. It's something I cover with my content a little bit indirectly on Instagram, so some of you may know where I'm going with this, but please stay tuned. Uh, Thanks for tuning in. For those of you who are, please subscribe if not already. If you are subscribed, thanks so much for your support. And in case you missed it, my name is Nick Venuto. I do online fitness coaching. I specialize in with helping others gain muscle and strength, especially around their career and business demands. As someone who's in public accounting priorly, and as someone now just being self-employed with my own business, just helping people to make gains themselves, which is what I am most passionate about. All right, guys, we're getting right in. So my biggest qualm with the online world, in short, is kind of what we end up buying into a lot with the kind of things that we're buying in the online coaching type industries. And this has applications with fitness as well. It does, but it's largely just about the whole kind of online world industry I've seen about how things are marketed and such. We're buying more into systems versus buying more into learning principles. Okay, here's what I mean by that. A system is something that basically you, as someone that is looking to learn something, when you're buying into a system, you are lumped into that system. Okay? The system operates as it does. You conform to it in terms of how it operates, in terms of how you're going to apply that system with levels of obviously adaptability. I'm not saying it's just totally set in stone, but that's more what it is. That system is more you conform to it. Okay. Versus with principles is more there are things that are just work the way they do, regardless of you, but there's enough breadth to them that you can take those principles, you apply them as you need to your circumstances based on your timelines, based on where you at, based on your unique circumstances as just an individual. And it's a more of an adaptable type of way. Something I preach a lot is with the key to life is adaptation. I preach a lot with adaptability. The people I find most successful are highly adaptable. Okay, so that's the best way I can put it. And this is like a high level topic, but what I'm seeing largely is kind of things that are being marketed, that the things that show up on our feeds based on the algorithms, based on how the stuff by people that are bigger, people that have more clout, people that are market a certain way. These are the only things we see. It's all systems, and it's more than just the people coming up with marketable names. You can have a marketable name, that my ABC system to help you lose weight, or my make gain system to help you build muscle. You can name things as you want, but it's they're not just doing it with the names, but it's literally just like it's a very closer to a more boilerplate approach that they have, that you're just kind of buying into that way that they do things. And it may be a fairly adaptable approach. It could very well be, but sometimes this is my experience as a consumer in the online world too, not with fitness coaching, but with things related with my business. You basically get lumped into the system. That's the way the stuff gets done. There's varying degrees of level of adaptability either your coach or your mentor or whoever sold you the system has in terms of how they can help apply it best to you, to varying degrees. Some are good with it, some are not so adaptable. And it's not really true knowledge possessed. It's something that may or may not have even worked for them, that now they're marketing out as something that's a good solution for you. And I'm not one that's normally with buying into systems, but when you need to learn, because I know the truth of just that you need to know principles and how to apply them to you, and you need to have a level of adaptability to see what's going to work, because everything's got to get tested in the market. Here's the deal. All I see is with buying systems, and it takes you a lot longer to learn things yourself. So, you're in a space where you either can just, learn things yourself. If you can't find people that are really more telling the truth of how it works with teaching principles and having a better level of adaptability to actually help people apply them, versus all you see is really pretty much with systems. You're buying more into systems in very kind of boilerplate type ways. And it goes into two with, obviously, in the online coaching spaces, a lot of stuff is moving more towards course type models. And it's meshed with one-to-one or group coaching, but it's more of a course type model. And that's fine, because there are certain things that can be taught in a course format that you don't need to treat people like snowflakes, to treat them all to teach them all individually. Certain things can be taught in mass. That's smart. That's smart. But if some of it goes a little too far, and there just isn't enough adaptability with what's being taught. It's not there's not enough pieces for people to get enough pieces to put it together for them. All right. And what's supposed to happen a lot with if people are buying into systems, and this is how it's marketed too, so that way you're comfortable that it's going to work for you. Um, with assessing if someone's a good fit for something or something, assessing if someone is a good fit for their program or their offering, which is basically a system. Um, they say all these things, and I don't know what's in people's hearts, but I don't know whether that happens or not, and I don't know whether in whatever that nurturing and vetting process is, and then typically, you're on a call with someone just to talk to them and stuff. Is that process enough to really vet if someone's going to be a fit or not? It's not, guys. It's like one of my catchphrases: the only guarantee is there are no guarantees. That's not enough time to assess, and it goes along too with how specialized everything is. Like, and I have my niche and my specialty, like with folks that are either entrepreneurs or business professional types, based on what relates to me, because I've been in those situations too in public accounting and stuff. And then obviously I specialize more with gaining muscle and getting stronger. I absolutely help with fat loss as well. It's done more of a main gaining approach. So, I have a niche too. But there's a trade-off now when we become so niched. Yeah, you can really, it's being having a niche is more linked with having a system than not, I would say. And you become so niched, there's a trade-off between you're able to handle a larger array of things and you're maybe able to just do one thing a lot better. And it's people have got to assess if a kind of system approach is they fit into it. Okay. And because it absolutely can. I'm not poo-pooing it, but it's I think people are more of individuals than what most will give them credit for when they're trying to just put these things out in mass of just one more closer to one way, even if it's a somewhat adaptable way to do things. Again, adaptability is like it's not just this is adaptable, this isn't. There's a whole spectrum. And I've just this is my own experience as a consumer, and just with what I'm seeing, how everything else is marketed, everything is just very system oriented. With just there's just it's like giving you this impression and treating things as if there's one way to do things. That's just like totally objectively false. You know, um, what else can I tell you? Part of it, guys, comes down to what consumers look for too. And I think I'm more intelligent than an average person, but even intelligent people, especially when they don't know much about things, and this is, I think, a lot more others, but I think others just have to go with this stuff too, because all they see to buy is systems. They don't see people telling them a non-sexy marketing approach of just, yeah, I'm going to assess you and I'm going to help you as an individual. We're going to put something together that's really tailored for you. It's like most people don't market that way because the marketing message gets too diluted. The reason being, though, is some people that are just even intelligent people, a lot of times just more the masses that are just the average people, they are just looking for just that one thing that takes them over the top, or they think there's just like one answer. That's why it gets marketed that way. Okay, the marketers know human nature very well. Okay, and what I mean by that, best example I can give with fitness. Someone wants to grow their biceps. They want to know what is that one exercise that's going to make to get their biceps to where they want. It's not just one thing. If you guys, others of you that are fitness coaches that follow me and other people with fitness from my Instagram, like you already know what I'm talking about. Guys, it can be the same thing with food. They want to get to look a certain way, an exact kind of way. Want to know what are the exact food, what's the one food, worst case, what's the one food I got to eat to look like that? Or they want to know what are the kind of foods to look like that? And that's not as crazy as what the what's that one bicep exercise to get your biceps to look the way you want. It's not as crazy as that, but it's like along the same lines. They're looking for stuff that's a little bit oversimplified. It's just one thing or one approach or one mechanism or one system, so to speak, of what's I do this, I get this. It's this is what people are looking for and stuff. And that's been my biggest qualm with the online world. And here's a couple other interesting points why it's hypocritical on its face that that this gets tried to get done in the guise of that this is what's best helpful for people. It's not. It's what's best marketable and what maybe converts the best to the average masses. But is it what helps people get the results they need the best? I don't think so. I tend to think not, based on experience and just based on theory. Here's a couple idiosyncrasies with it. A very common phrase you'll hear in the online world is the phrase simplicity scales, complexity fails. The point of it is just to go with this kind of marketing approach of you're going to keep things more simple. You're not going to have all these moving parts and all these different ways to do things. You're going to have kind of one way it's going to work for people. It's hypocritical on its face. There's 4 words in that sentence. I'd say 3 of them are too big of words you should be using in your marketing if that were really true. If that's the way they have to teach you, that you should dumb down your marketing, you should just sell kind of boilerplate type things and have an oversimplified type of approach. They tell you through simplicity scales, complexity fails. First 3 words in that sentence are too big to be using. Like, because they're too big. I'd say they're a little too big and too complicated to be using in order to. It's just hypocritical. And I don't even know how to explain it any other way. Hopefully you follow me. The other way that it's crazy with is us entrepreneurs are very largely people that did not fit in with systems. And I wouldn't classify myself as such, as I was. Some people are just like entrepreneurial growing up. And a lot of times they're people, they didn't get along with the school systems. They tend to be kind of independent type thinkers, which that's something I've definitely evolved into. I probably always was. But I was someone that got straight A's. I fit along with systems well. I was never happy in school. There's probably a reason. Part of it was just with just being shy, not having a lot of friends, but part of it probably went a little deeper. Anyways, a lot of entrepreneurs, and you'll see this online with social media content, talking about how we didn't learn the kind of things we needed to in school and stuff. We did, and which is 100% accurate. You really learn a bunch of nonsense that you don't use. But now we have it where, those in the online world, these, the online marketing, they market these systems. And like a lot of the problem, what they didn't like growing up and just in just society in general, is they didn't like being lumped into systems. They were marketing, selling you things, sometimes to teach you how to break free from the system, how to get, into, they're marketing a system. I mean, this is literally what goes on. This is a very high level. I'm covering this, but those of you who are sharp enough can pick up and know I'm right. And for those of you that just aren't seeing what I'm saying, ask me questions, comment, message me on Instagram. I'll give you examples and start paying more attention. This is literally what's happening. You got people that didn't get along with the systems. They're now selling other systems, some of which are systems to help you break free of systems. They're not understanding the relationship of what the problem is in the first place. And systems belong in certain things, but you can overdo it. Most people err on the side they are not adaptable enough. They're not erring on the side of being too adaptable. Most people's qualm is they lack a level of adaptability, not vice versa. You could absolutely be too adaptable to everything in balance, but in my experience, biggest qualms that people have with their progression, with improving themselves, is a lack of adaptability. All right. And to a level, systems, sometimes you lump people into systems, it's a non-adaptable approach. It's, and so those are the crazy things with that saying that we have, and with just the kind of context of how a lot of people came to be entrepreneurs. They didn't like the kind of systems that they were put into growing up. They didn't like the kind of approaches that were used. They thought their individuality, you don't have as much freedom. Well, I don't know. It's pretty crazy though, because it's a lot of times, like with that. What is that book by the person who wrote George Orwell, who wrote 1984? He also wrote Animal Farm. A lot of times, the captives become worse than their captors when they get the same opportunity of a level of power. There's an application to that with this as well. I think some people just they're not learning from the bad things that they go through, and they're not really, they don't get it to be any better than those they learned under in this case. That's what I think. That's my biggest qualm with the online world. It is that we are being bought into systems more than more of, highly customized approaches where people use principles more so than systems alone to help teach people things and help people to get the kind of results they are looking for from whatever it is the service is, whatever it is the coaching is. Okay. And I mean, my approach there, I mean, there are systems involved, but the systems are not involved with lumping you into the system. The systems are the operations and services I provide in order to help, give you the best kind of experience you can have with learning about how to be training and eating the right way, with writing your programs that are just built from the ground up only after careful assessment work, where we literally we are on a call talking about things and me learning about what you've been doing, even reviewing if you have logbooks with your workouts, with anything, if you had a food diary, if you any kind of insights you can give me what you've been doing, so I can learn about, okay, what do you like doing, what's been working, what, just for me to get a baseline, what is it you've been doing, to give me insights, why is it you are where you are now, and what are the improvements I have to make. This kind of stuff, even if you have more of a systemized approach, is which it can work if you have the right kind of people. They could work with that system, but you still have to have a level of assessment work, which is not a sexy thing to market, but this is what's needed for this is what's needed for any kind of a business where you're helping someone get from point A to point B and helping someone make some kind of an improvement, especially with something where it's not just as simple type of things that need to be fixed. Some of them are simple things, but it's just there's basically a large array of simple things that when they come together, I don't want to call it as simple as what they make it. Um, you know, this is the kind of the stuff I do, and yeah, and there's levels of systems involved. If I have an exercise video library, I don't go and teach everyone on an individual basis how to do the exercises when I'm coaching people online. That's not practical. But there are exercise videos that everyone learns the same. I don't have 10 different people doing lat pull downs 10 different ways, right? So it's practical that can be done. I teach you through one exercise videos. But then there's a feedback loop where I want to review things that you're doing and get feedback. Hopefully I can review things that you film in the gym, as long as your gym allows you to do it, as long as you're disciplined enough to film it. Then if not, I want feedback. Where are you feeling it in muscles? Or if something was hurting, like your shoulder, or your I'm not sure if I'm doing this right. I get the feedback loop, and I give feedback on a more individualized basis. Based on the feedback you give me, I would make another video teaching you how to do stuff more specific to you. Like this is what you need to be doing if you want to give people good service. It's not treating people like snowflakes. It's treating people like individuals. Some of the smartest people, by the way, are total snowflakes and just unicorns. That's why they're so smart. They're special. So maybe you shouldn't. Maybe we should not be, as coaches and as people, teaching other people things. Making people feel like snowflakes and unicorns. Because if they need to learn things in an individual, different way. Here we have these online entrepreneurs that don't want to, didn't like being through school, being treated like just all the same, and now they do this to others. It's not my approach. And I was someone that basically got along and fit in very well with school. I was not a troublemaker. I was not someone that stood out from the crowd at all, as far as I can tell. And I'm just, seeing maybe people should stand out a little more, should be treated more as such too, and maybe people would learn things that they need to and make the kind of improvements that they should be making and get to where they want to be. Maybe it happen a lot quicker if we did things like that in a society. And we can't control with what goes on in the schools and stuff. It's not really ours. It's really just a part of the bureaucracy. But what we can control is those of us that are giving services to others. We can do things differently, even if at the risk of diluting our marketing messages. Just telling people the truth, how it works. That was the point with this video, guys. A bit of a rant. Hope it gave you insights. For those of you who are just looking to know, how am I going to get the physique I want? How am I going to get my biceps as big as... hopefully this is something that still gives you some value. And I have plenty more videos like that. I don't have any dumbed down approaches, though. Things are a little bit deeper than that. But stay tuned, please, because I am going to be covering more of the fitness stuff. If today you came in and watched this video, you're like, oh crap, this sucks. Well, sorry, but the next one's going to be better. The next one probably will be better suited for you. And stay tuned. There's much more, guys. Those of you subscribed, thank you very much for the support. It's much appreciated. Those of you not subscribed already, please do subscribe. Please do subscribe. And you can also connect with me on Instagram at Nick Venuto Fitness. You can ask me questions and stuff, even individually and stuff. I check my messages. I'm happy to connect with people. If you're interested in working with me and you want to work, and this resonates with you, or you just already see the same bogus I see with just selling people systems and just boilerplate type of systems that you get lumped into. If you want to be experiencing a different way, more more individualized type of approach, someone actually teaching you principles versus sticking you in their system. I got my Calendly below if you're interested to consider working with me. All right, Calendly's below if that resonates with you and that's more what you're looking for versus the XYZ system that's going to get you exactly the physique you want in 90 days. I don't offer that, but I do have things that can help you improve and help you in and help you improve yourself and actually learn how to be doing it for life. That's what I offer. Okay, Calendly's below if you are interested. Again, please subscribe, like, comment. Let me know your thoughts on this. Am I just totally off the wall with this or what? I don't know. Let me know, guys. Thanks again for watching. Take care and God bless you.